Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to Neil Young. I have heard him before, but I'm not sure if I've heard this song. So we're going to get into it. This is a clip from 1971 and the song is Old Man. Here we go.
Thank you. This is a new song I wrote about my ranch. I live on a ranch in California. I just bought it a while ago from these two lawyers. And there was an old man living on it. I don't know if you have things like that here, like foreman on ranches. He's like an old caretaker, takes care of all the cows, fences and everything. So I wrote this song for him. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. Take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Lullabies, look in your eyes.
What a voice. Oh my goodness. The very beginning of this sounded familiar to me, but I don't know if I've ever really listened to this song. Maybe it was on the radio. I love the explanation that he gave at the beginning. I also love that we got to hear some of his speaking voice. I'm going to back it up to... I want to make sure I catch a little bit of his talking.
I live on a ranch in California.
There is... let me play that again.
This is a new song I wrote about my ranch. I live on a ranch in California.
It's so interesting to hear almost how muffled his speaking voice is, how far back it sits.
I just bought it a while ago from these two lawyers. And there was an old man living on it. I don't know if you have things like
Almost, and I don't say lazy in a bad way, but lazy just in the way that like some fry starts to creep in, and again, it's very subdued, very soft. It doesn't have nearly as much energy as when he starts singing.
Like that here, like foreman on ranches. He's like an old caretaker, takes care of all the cows, fences and everything. So I wrote this song for him.
I just love that storytelling component. Anytime you go to something that's a little bit more intimate, just to, whether it's hearing the background or of a song or the inspiration, and just talking to people like they're people, not really putting on so much of a performance. When he first starts singing, it's the kind of voice that I immediately associate with just stunning folk music. I love that tone. There's like a natural component to where it doesn't feel like he's putting on a facade or he's working really hard to sing loud or sing high. You know, it just feels so natural. And the melodic line has this beautiful simplicity to it.
Old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were.
So we're in a nice happy place in his range where he's able to relax the chords a little bit more and allow some air to come through. So there's this warmth to his sound, but because everything is so forward and he's got a lot of beautiful, bright, pingy ring to his voice, it doesn't sound overly dark with that added air.
Old man, look at my life, I'm a lot like you were.
Everything is just so neutral on his face.
Old man, look at my life, 24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you.
This is a beautiful example of how some singers, I mean, we're always trying to build up our mixed voice so that we have seamless transitions between registers, but a lot of the greats, a lot of singers who, you know, we just think are like natural talents, some of that is just instinct and habit and the way you speak and the way you form words. I've gotten questions a lot of the time, you know, do singers actually think about all this stuff? A lot of times, no. And sometimes when your priority is not the voice and perhaps something else in the music, whether it be the text or in his case, you know, when he's writing songs, maybe he's really involved more with the guitar, I don't know, melody, whatever it may be. But when you're not thinking as much about the technique or the voice or trying to achieve certain sounds, sometimes they just come out, and it helps when your mind is focused on other elements of performance.
Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you.
That oh my gosh, it's such a pristine mix. It is so pingy and beautiful, and it just rings and carries. But what amazed me in hearing this was I was still so engaged with the story. I was engaged with the words, and so hearing him sing like this, it just sort of, it surprised me a little bit, just because I wasn't expecting it. But I think the surprise was more that vocally he was able to achieve the sounds, the range, and yet my focus was still on the storytelling. Let me back it up to the beginning of this.
Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want look in my eyes and you can tell that's true.
I won't go back. I love that thin quality, and we even got a little bit of texture on some of those high notes, which was beautiful. I feel like I was gonna say one more thing. I don't. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Oh, his phrasing. Even though we're getting some big notes, some higher notes, that storytelling component, I feel, is just doing such a beautiful job of guiding his breath and his phrasing, and I love it. I'm here for it. Here we go.
Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't
I want to back this up. I love when you think about folk music, sometimes when you get a lot of those R-colored vowels or you get a lot of diphthongs, it's just, I think it can be such a beautiful characteristic that is maintained and incorporated in music. Obviously, there are times when, as singers, we try to eliminate some of that for the sake of tone, but it's really beautiful to hear, and I think it's adding to the overall aesthetic of this piece.
Lullabies look in your eyes, run around the same old town. Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past, but I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you.
I'm gonna back this up. I'm gonna say a word that feels so negative, but I want to put it in a happy light, because when he's singing in chest voice and when he's singing at the bottom of his range, it doesn't have the same finesse that we heard at the beginning. Well, not even at the beginning, like especially in those higher notes. It doesn't have that same finesse. It almost felt a little clunky, but I loved it because it's, I don't know, it's just the way he's delivering these words. I'm picturing the scene, like I'm seeing the story unfold because of all of the small little nuances we're getting from his delivery of just the text.
Doesn't mean that much to me, to mean that much to you. I've been first and last, look at how the time goes past.
Like, their time goes past. It's almost like he isn't worried so much about singing and like holding tone, and rather just, again, telling a story.
But I'm all alone at last, rolling home to you. Oh man, take a look at my life, I'm a lot like you.
I have to hear that again. I love it, just like comes out of nowhere, and it's so pristine and so precise.
My life, I'm a lot like you. I need someone to love me the whole day through. I want look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. Thank you.
The one thing I didn't mention with regards to this song, actually the writing, is how much I love the chords he chose. I don't play guitar, but they were just, I don't know, I found them to be really interesting and captivating, and obviously flattered the overall aesthetic, the overall story within the song really well. And I mean, I'm very well aware Neil Young, brilliant musician, songwriter, singer, all of the above. But sometimes, yeah, it's just nice to kind of go over different pieces and be reminded of that. So that was another element that I really enjoyed. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me and for this recommendation, and hopefully I will see you next time.